NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has vowed that he will not let a security vacuum develop amid rising tensions in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Speaking in Sarajevo, Rutte called on the country's political leaders to take responsibility and work together to maintain peace. Bosnia has been divided into two autonomous regions since the end of the 1990s ethnic conflict. One is Republika Srpska, dominated by Serbs, and the other is a federation shared by Croats and the mainly Muslim Bosniaks. Rutte's visit comes in the wake of separatist moves from Bosnian Serb leaders rejecting the authority of the federal police and judiciary. Rutte, alongside the chair of Bosnia and Herzegovina's presidency, reiterated NATO's commitment to the country's territorial integrity.
3 decades after the Dayton Peace Agreement, I can tell you, NATO remains firmly committed to the stability of this region and to the security of Bosnia and Herzegovina. I have 3 main messages to deliver today, but one is really the main message. First, our commitment to Bosnia and Herzegovina is steadfast. NATO fully supports the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Well, for more on this, let's bring in Vedran Dzihic. He's a senior researcher at the Austrian Institute of International Affairs. He's an expert on Bosnia and Herzegovina and the other countries of the former Yugoslavia. Good to have you with us. Vedran, how dangerous is the situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina now?
Look, I think the situation is pretty dangerous this time, even though Dodik has been on this kind of a secessionist trip ever since he took office like 10, 15 years ago. But this time he escalated and he went directly against the state institutions by opposing and banning actually the state institutions judiciary from the territory of Republika Srpska, which is a major escalation. There is no way back for Dodik this time. So I think it's pretty dangerous. But at the same time, I don't think that there is a danger of a big violent conflict. It might be that we get some incidents. It might be that we get some provocations. But in the long run, I think there is a NATO and the United States and Europe standing behind the Bosnian territorial integrity and sovereignty, and I think they will protect the situation from exploding.
Just to clarify this for our viewers, because it is really complex, we're talking about the president of Bosnia's Serb region, Milorad Dodik. He signed that legislation that rejects the authority of the federal police and judiciary. Now, Bosnia's constitutional court later reversed that move, but what triggered Dodik's separatist moves to begin with?
Look, Dodik hasn't produced any kind of a tangible, positive social, economic or political reforms and outcomes in the Republika of Srpska. And ever since like 5, 10 years or 15 years ago, he started putting all his bets on nationalism, on trying to mobilize the population of the Republika of Srpska by claiming that there are threats from Bosniaks, from Bosnian Muslims, and from Croats to a certain extent. So this is a kind of a nationalist strategy of mobilizing the constituencies and trying to protect what I describe as a clientelist regime of Milorad Dodik and his so-called Social Democratic Party in the Republika of Srpska, by just escalating all the time. And I think there is a threat that this escalation letter that he took in the last few days might in the end result in the end of the political career of Milorad Dodik from his point of view.
Well, when NATO's chief says that the alliance would not allow a security vacuum to develop in Bosnia and Herzegovina, he's clearly deeply concerned. What does he mean there? What's at stake there now?
Look, when he said that they can't allow for any security vacuum, he meant actually that there is a need for the Bosnian state institutions to go against this kind of unconstitutional decision of Milorad Dodik's parliamentary assembly in Banja Luka. So right now, if Bosnian authorities, for example, the police forces would need to execute, to go to Republika Srpska and, let's say, perform any kind of action, Milorad Dodik could put his police forces into place, police forces of the Republika of Srpska, and try to go towards escalation. This is what NATO, European allies, and also US can't accept. So this is why the NATO has decided, and the European Union has decided to send additional troops to Bosnia and Herzegovina. These days, there will be addition of a few hundred people, soldiers, to the so-called for troops that are stationed in Bosnia. And that means that NATO will be ready to take steps to protect the security and stability in Bosnia and Herzegovina in the case if Dodik decides to escalate and to take the next step.
Vedran, thank you very much for that analysis. That was Vedran Dzihic from the Austrian Institute of International Affairs.
Thank you.